Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speakeasy podcast. I'm Lucy, and as always, I'm here with my wonderful co host, Marco.
Hey, Lucy, and hello to all our amazing listeners. We've got a really useful topic for you all today, something that comes up in every conversation.
That's right, Marco. We're diving into the world of I don't know. We all say it, but there are so many more interesting and helpful ways to express that you're unsure about something.
Exactly. So, we're going to explore a bunch of alternatives, explain when to use them, and why they're great for English learners. We want to help you sound more natural and confident.
Let's get started.
Okay, Lucy, let's start with a couple of casual options. What about no clue?
No clue is super common in everyday spoken English. It's very informal, so use it with friends, family, people you know well. It emphasizes that you really don't know. For example, where did I put my keys? No clue.
Good one. And another one that's quite common is beats me.
Oh, I love beats me. It's also informal and it means I have no idea. You might say, why is the internet so slow today? Beats me. It's a little more emphatic, like you're playfully giving up on understanding something.
Definitely. Now let's move to something a bit more neutral, but still pretty casual. Not sure, honestly.
I like that one. Not sure, honestly, is good because it's honest. As the word says, you're admitting you don't know, but you're also being straightforward. You can use it in slightly more formal situations than no clue or beats me, like with a friendly colleague.
That makes sense. And a very direct one, which is similar to I don't know, is I have no idea.
Yes, I have no idea. This is a very common and straightforward alternative. It's a little stronger than I'm not sure. You can use it in most situations, but it's still generally considered informal to semi-formal.
And what about search me? I don't hear that one as often. Search me is quite informal and a bit old fashioned, but some people still use it. It means I don't know, but it can also imply that you're slightly annoyed or impatient that someone is asking you a question you can't answer. I'd use this carefully, mostly with close friends.
Okay, Marco, let's move on to some phrases that are really useful in more formal situations, like at work or in a class.
Great idea, Lucy. So, how about I'm not certain, but I can find out?
This is a fantastic phrase. It's polite and professional. You're admitting you don't have the information immediately, but you're also showing your willingness to get it. For example, I'm not certain about the deadline for that project, but I can find out for you.
That's a key difference, right? It's not just saying you don't know, but that you'll do something about it.
Exactly. And here's another good one. That's a good question. Let me check.
I like that. It acknowledges the questioner and buys you some time.
Yes, it does. It shows you're engaged and that you value the question. You might use this in a meeting or when a student asks you something challenging. Um,
And another very useful phrase is I'm not 100% sure about that.
this is a very useful phrase in professional settings. It acknowledges that you might know something about the topic, but you are not completely certain, so you avoid giving false information. For example, you can use it like this. I'm not 100% sure about the new marketing strategy, but I think it involves more social media.
Now, what if you need a little more time to get the answer?
Then you could say, let me get back to you on that. This is super useful in business settings. It's a promise to provide the information later. For instance, I don't have the sales figures right now, but let me get back to you on that by the end of the day.
And a similar one is I'll need to look into it.
Exactly. I'll need to look into it is another professional way of saying you don't know the answer immediately and you will do some research.
Okay, Lucy, let's look at some more colorful expressions, ones that are a bit more informal but still great for everyday conversation.
Sounds good. How about your guess is as good as mine?
Oh, that's a fun one. It means you have absolutely no idea, and you think the other person probably doesn't either. It's a way of sharing ignorance. Like, why did they cancel my favorite show? Your guess is as good as mine.
It is a fun one. And the jury's still out on that one.
I like that. It implies that the answer is uncertain or that there's no general agreement. It's like saying, we don't have a final answer yet. You could use it for something like, is artificial intelligence going to take over the world? The jury's still out on that one.
That's a good example. Here's another one that expresses a bit of regret. I wish I knew.
Yes, I wish I knew shows that you'd like to have the answer, but you don't. There's a sense of longing or disappointment. I wish I knew what she's thinking.
Exactly.
Now, Lucy, let's cover a couple of phrases that indicate a complete lack of knowledge, almost a mental blank.
Okay, let's do it. I'm drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank is a very common expression. It means you're trying to remember something, but you can't. Your mind is empty. You might say, what's that actor's name? I'm drawing a blank.
It's a good one for when you're searching for a specific piece of information.
Now, let's move on to some phrases you might use in a work context, particularly when a question is outside your responsibility. How about, that's above my pay grade?
That's above my pay grade is a classic. It's a slightly humorous way of saying that a question or issue is beyond your level of authority or responsibility. You might use it if someone asks you about high-level company decisions.
And a more formal version of that is, that's outside my area of expertise.
Yes, this is a polite and professional way to say you are not qualified to answer a question.
Now, what if you simply don't have the information at the moment?
Then you can say, I don't have that information at the moment. This is a very straightforward and professional way to acknowledge that you lack the details, but it doesn't imply you can't get them.
Sometimes you need time to process a question before answering, right?
Absolutely, Marco. And that's when you can use, I'll need more time to think about it. This is a very polite and professional way to ask for more time.
And finally, two phrases that invite collaboration.
Yes. The first one is, let's explore that together.
This is a great phrase because it shows you're willing to work with the person who asked the question to find the answer.
Exactly. It's very collaborative. And the last one is, that requires further research.
This is a more formal way of saying that the question is interesting, but it needs more investigation.
Well, Marco, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've gone from casual phrases like no clue and beats me to more formal ones like I'm not certain, but I can find out. And that requires further research.
We certainly have, Lucy, and I think our listeners now have a much wider range of options when they want to say they don't know something.
I hope so too. Remember, English learners, the key is to choose the phrase that best fits the situation and your audience. This will make you sound more natural, confident, and effective in your communication.
And don't be afraid to use these new phrases. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become.
Absolutely. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning into the Speakeasy podcast.
Thanks, everyone. Keep practicing your English, and we'll see you next time.